Sweet.
All right, welcome everybody. Thank you very much for turning up.
Thanks for coming.
And we know you want to be here because it's so hot in here. Yeah. And we've got no air conditioning, so there's no other reason you could possibly be here other to watch us.
Yeah,
us
which
fools,
is quite nice to know.
All right, welcome anyway. We are Darren and Jon from Life Beyond Bricks. So between us, we've got over 10 years experience actually of motorhoming, full-time in and stuff. So yeah, I mean, like we said, we're full-time, so things that we're going to talk about in this talk will apply to us predominantly. Yes.
So there will be some things that we won't have because we are full-time. We won't be able to use them, we won't be able to make any use of them, and it would take up space.
Yeah, that's right. It's stuff we've probably had and got rid of because we just thought, we're carrying around something we don't actually need. But that said, these things might work for you.
Yeah,
so
they might be useful for yourselves, so we're not completely dismissing everything.
Yeah, we'll just take you through some of the bits and pieces that we use on a daily basis.
Yeah, let's go.
Right, without further ado.
So we'll start with, we've got 3 categories: essential, useful, and don't waste your money on. And like I said, the don't waste your money on is pretty, it is relevant to us, but I mean, there are some things on there, don't buy.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we wouldn't, again.
No.
So essential, we're moving into the essential stuff. So yeah, for us, a lot of the time we want to be off-grid, or we want to use the smaller campsites, or Brit stops, park for night, stuff like that. So power's
the big one for us. So I mean, there's 2, and again, this is dependent on your how you want to travel and how you want to do it. If you want to be full-time, or if you just want to go on extended trips or weekends away. Yeah. So there's 2 ways of doing power, isn't there?
Yes, there's 2 ways, and actually we've got both of the 2 ways.
Yeah, we've got a bit of redundancy because we are full-time. So the first way is a full solar system. So you have solar panels on the roof. You have we've both got lithium battery banks.
Yeah.
We've got inverters. And then we've got also B2B chargers, battery-to-battery chargers. So whilst we drive, we get power whilst we're driving around. Yeah,
so we want to take as much as we possibly can out of the batteries, but we also want to get all the energy back into the batteries as fast as we possibly can after we've used it.
Yeah.
Oh, what's happening? Birthday boy?
I'm in the way.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to stand that side?
I'm not exactly tiny.
I'll stand that side. You stand this side.
We'll switch.
Don't want you falling off the stage.
Hello. So I got a bit lost there. Where are we?
So we're talking about power. We're basically saying we want to take as much as we can out of the batteries, but we also want to put it back in as quick as we possibly can as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you've got a massive battery bank, but you haven't got much solar, or ways of putting it back in, then it defeats the object, really, doesn't it?
That's it. Yeah. For us, it does. I mean, some people do have huge battery banks, and then because they know they can just use it and go home and then charge it up, and it's all right for them. So it is about trying to spec the van really for what you need.
Yeah,
you're not going to know that until you go out and use it, in fairness. So a lot of the time, it's better to go out, use the van, see how you get on, see if you think, I need massively more power, or actually, I don't need too much.
Yeah, and I mean, again, along that line, if you're just going to be going away for a weekend or a week or 2, and you're not going to be in it, full time and doing real long trips, an actual power bank might be an option for you.
Yeah, we got the next one down as power banks, and we've actually got both.
Yeah.
We've actually got both. I like to use my power bank as a big EcoFlow Delta, and I like to use that with the air fryer because I can cook it outside. So today and yesterday, all weekend.
Yeah, all weekend.
Last thing I want to do is cook in the van. Yeah. So all the cooking has been done in an air fryer, just sat on top of the EcoFlow.
Yeah, and I mean, that can then go into the house, it can go into the garden, it can go, camping with you. So if you're not actually going to be, doing it a lot longer than weeks and weeks at a time, that might be a good option. I mean, I remember you using one of the power banks when you're on the roof to solder stuff. It was just easy because they're so portable. You could pop it straight on the roof with you when you was up there, and then you was just soldering away.
Yeah,
weren't
just
you?
Electric soldering iron. It just does help. They do.
Yeah,
help.
they are useful. Next one: alarms, trackers, and steering locks. Trying to deter people.
Yeah, try and deter people as much as you can. Some insurance companies will actually, I think if your van is over 40 or 50k, some of them will insist you have a tracker, like a professionally fitted tracker. So they're good. We've got a Vodafone one. We've got a Vodafone tracker, and that's actually been quite good. We've had it for 5 or 6 years now. It's been absolutely fine. Obviously, alarms. It's going to let you know if there's any
pretty
intrusion.
standard, aren't they? Yeah. I've got a steering lock. Do you know what though? My people can't see my steering lock now. I've got blinds. So it's, I did have a steering lock on my old one because it is a visual deterrent. If you've not got the blinds in the front, then it's just another thing that deters people, doesn't it?
That's right. Yeah, that is right indeed. So fire extinguishers, another one of the definitely an essentials. And
100%.
To be completely honest, I would get rid of the big red canisters that most of the motorhomes come with, and I would probably switch to. That is a fire safety stick, so it is.
They're brilliant.
It is as big as you can see in my hands there, and it's literally like a little match.
Yeah.
You strike the thing, and it's like a powder. Well, not a powder. It's a solid state. Until you strike it, so it doesn't come under all the problems that the normal fire extinguishers come under.
Yeah, once you've used them, that can be thrown in the bin, whereas the big cylinders they can't, and then that doesn't really leave much. Like all the powder, the residue, does it?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, some of the fire extinguishers, the old types, are actually quite toxic. Some of them. So,
and we got to play with them, didn't we? So we had a go. We had a go of them on a campsite when we would play using fire safety stick.
Yes.
And they don't last long. The actual big canister cylinder ones, do they?
No, they don't.
They really don't. They're not got much in them.
No, they've got a fair amount of power, but sometimes the powder gets compressed over the years where it's been sat in the van and it bounces around and stuff like that. So would recommend if it is time for you to have a look at your fire extinguishers and replace them, is to probably have a look at the fire safety stick.
Yeah, well worth a look at that. Something less intimidating: hose and hookup cables.
Yeah.
Now, if any of you are going to go to like the campsites or anything, then you're going to need a hookup cable. The last thing you want to do is get to there and think, "Yep, I'm going to get all my stuff going on," and you haven't got a cable. So you need a cable, and they recommend a 25-meter one, don't they?
Yeah, and I didn't know that.
Yeah. I found that out the hard way.
I always carry a 10-metre one because I'm like, well, I'm not carrying around a rate of 25 metres because I hardly ever plug in. Not very often do I plug in. Normally when I do plug in, I'm relatively close to a post. But Caravan and Motorhome Club, they said, actually.
In their little...
our regulations.
In their regulation book, they do recommend a 25-metre one. But get a decent one. Don't get a cheap one. Get the orange or the blue cable ones.
Yeah, the blue are they're
a bit thicker, aren't they?
The blue are for low temperatures.
Oh, are they?
So they you can ravel them up.
I'm learning.
You can ravel them up a lot when it's very, very cold. Whereas the orange ones, as soon as they get cold, they're really difficult to roll up. But they still operate fine in the same way. So But get a good quality.
Get a good quality one because and make sure you unravel them when you are on sites. Don't leave them ravel.
So a lot of the sellers here have got them, and they're all good quality.
Yeah.
Ones, so.
Next one it's going to be a standard. It's in every motorhome. It should be anyway. Smoke alarms and carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
You can get them 2-in-1 as well now. So
probably the most important thing. Probably the most convenient thing to fit as well.
Yeah.
Even you could fit one.
I could. I didn't, but I could. I think Oak Tree know me now. They done it for me because they know I'm not that clever at things like that. So they and it's quite important. So they've done it for me.
Yeah. And that moves us on to the next one. Actually, is get yourself a little toolkit. Carry around a basic toolkit for your sort of basic needs
to suit your skill level.
Suit your skill level.
I'm not allowed a screwdriver. I've only just bought a rubber mallet.
A lot of the time we have to take knives off him as well. And he has got some impressive kitchen chef knives as well. Yeah. But just keep it as how you need it, because all the time you're putting stuff in your van, you are accelerating, braking, that weight. So, you are paying for that all the time.
Yeah, you don't want to be carrying things that you don't know how to use and you're not going to use.
Yeah, that's right.
So just carry what you are going to use and what you know how to use. So then
another good one is tyre pressure monitoring. So some of the sat-navs these days, they'll have systems you can add on to the sat-nav. So you can add on your
the little
tyre pressure monitoring, which literally just fit into the end of the valve. So it's not like the car systems where they become quite expensive when you replace tyres or they get knocked or something like that. They can be quite expensive. So the exterior ones are pretty good. You can get little standalone ones with little displays.
Yeah, and they can tell you the temperature as well, can't they?
Yeah, they do temperature as well.
Yeah, it's pretty good. They are. I've had a blowout, and I think if I didn't have that system on it, but I think that would have got hot probably before.
It's possible if you had like a slow deflation, it might have actually told you you've had a slow deflation and then obviously it went pop. So sometimes it can give you indications.
Then it scared the hell out of me.
But you don't have to go for the full electronics. No. Just get yourself a little tyre pressure gauge as well.
100%.
It's definitely good to have one.
Motorhome specific sat navs. Now everyone thinks you could just use Google Maps, right? No, that's not really the best thing to do, especially with big motorhomes. So it is best to get a motorhome specific one. You've got I've
got the Snooper.
I've got a TomTom. And one thing I found out with my TomTom, and I got burnt, they actually have got a feature on there that can warn you of ULEZ zones. But by standard, it's turned off. Don't know why. So then I went in one and got a £100 fine. Yeah. So if you have got one, then go through the features and the settings to see if you can if it is there, and then turn it on. Because I'd much rather it scream at me, say no, don't go there, than pay £100. But yeah, they are really good. They are
worth their weight in gold.
Yeah, 100%.
You're driving something that's 60. 70k a lot of the time, so 300 quid for a decent sat nav that's not going to take you down a road. Or obviously it's always the driver's responsibility to make sure nothing's changed on that road that hasn't been updated on the maps, but generally it's not going
they are pretty good, and a lot of them come with campsites and that all plumbed in as well. Points of interest, don't they?
Yeah, I think mine's even pub stops as well. Yeah. There'll even be pub stops on there.
Yeah, they are pretty good now.
Yeah, they are very, very good.
Reversing cameras and sensors.
Yeah.
Now mine's got reversing cameras. I haven't got sensors, but a lot of them do come with sensors now, or you can add them on, can't you?
Yeah, a lot of them got both.
Yeah.
A lot of them have got a camera and a reversing sensor. So if you do reverse into something, you can't say
I didn't know.
Yeah. I must admit, I have reversed into something with reversing sensors before. So I can't.
A lot of I think insurance companies want them now, don't they?
They will do. Yeah, a lot of insurance companies will either recommend it or they will insist upon it having some form of reversing cameras, and you can get wireless ones these days. Wireless ones which you can pretty much fit yourself. The camera goes on the back, you charge the camera up or put batteries in it. And the wireless ones, they are pretty good. They are pretty good, to be fair. They've improved a lot from what they were.
They were back in the day. They weren't that great a picture, but now they're pretty spot on. They've got good signals and That's the essentials.
Essentials. So we'll move on to useful items. Things we find useful.
Diesel heater.
Indeed.
Diesel heater is amazing.
Yeah.
I had one in my original motorhome. I haven't currently got one in my new motorhome, my Bursner, but I do plan on putting one in because they are amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, they're good, and it's good for redundancy as well. I mean, there's lots of. I know Auto Sleeper, they only sell their vans now with an underslung LPG tank.
Yep.
Which is brilliant if you're somewhere where you've got a really good supply of LPG.
Yeah.
But not so good if you haven't. So, when we went to Scotland, well, in fact, Scotland's actually not too bad.
Scotland wasn't bad, but it was like, this is your last point.
Yeah.
Then you're going to be done.
Yeah, that's no more. So we actually normally add diesel heaters to an existing system. And they're not particularly difficult to do.
No.
Autoterm are probably about the cheapest at the moment. And it's not a cheap Chinese. They are a good quality.
Yeah, they are good quality ones.
But I think installed, they're probably sort of £1,100 depending on the van.
Yeah, but it's like proper toasty in there, isn't it?
Yeah, they're very, very.
It's like shorts and t-shirt weather.
Yeah, because diesel.
It's like now, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely don't need them at the moment.
No, you don't.
Diesel is extremely energy dense. It's more energy dense than gas, in fact. So you get an awful lot of more heat from a diesel system than you do from a gas in comparison.
And moving, talking about gas, refillable gas. Now, like I say, I haven't got a diesel heater at the moment in mind, but I am planning on moving my gas bottles, if I can, to an underslung tank to then be able to put in a diesel heater. So I'm not going to get rid of gas. Gas, I'm still going to keep it because it's a redundancy. I can have gas for my cooking, for my heating, for my hot water, but then I can also have my diesel for that as well.
That's it, yeah. I mean, because we're full-timers,
Yeah.
we would still advocate the refillable gas. It is much cheaper and sometimes easier to get hold of than the can bottles.
Yeah.
So we would still use it, but we do normally have a redundancy as well.
And it is readily available. If you're going to go over to Europe, it's readily available over there.
Oh, in Europe?
So, yeah.
It is literally
so if you
everywhere.
are going that way.
Yeah, it is literally everywhere in Europe.
Yeah.
Every service station on the main routes, they've got it.
Yeah. USB sockets.
Yeah.
Vans don't come with enough. You need USB sockets.
Yeah, they've started to get your message.
Yeah,
They've started to listen.
I've whinged and whined enough,
Now
and they're starting to listen.
Now you see some of the £300,000 Concords. They've got 3 or 4 in them now.
Yeah.
They have listened to Darren.
But yeah, most of our stuff is all charged by USB, isn't it? Like our tablets, our phones, even little fans and things like that.
Yeah.
So USB sockets are an essential thing in motorhomes.
It can go back to the power banks as well.
Yeah.
The EcoFlows, and everything. All the other ones that use them, they've all got the USB sockets as well.
Yeah,
so
they have.
If you do find you haven't got them in your van,
and you don't want
to go into the process of hardwiring all these USB sockets. You can just use a power bank. In fact, that's what we've done.
That's what I do, to be fair, quite a lot.
I couldn't be bothered to move to run new wires under the floor across to the other side of the van where I wanted USB sockets. So I just put a little EcoFlow Mini one side, which I charge from the inverter 240, but you just plug them in. So you don't always have to install them to the van.
The next one is Wi-Fi. Now, Wi-Fi can be as expensive or as cheap as you want, can't it?
It can do, yeah. You can patch onto your phone. You can patch it onto your phone if you want. Use your phone as effectively the modem.
Yep.
Or you can go all the way up to the big systems, which I think even Motorhome Matt has got new one.
Yeah, there's a new one. Yeah,
Oyster.
Yeah,
the new Oyster one, which is like a massive antenna, but apparently this antenna will pick up.
I think it picks up about 3 miles away.
Yeah, from where you haven't got nobody else has got signal.
I mean, like I say, so if you're going to be using your mobile phone, then obviously when you're out of the van, then there is going to be no signal in the van. So, there are probably other things we'll talk about, but you might want Wi-Fi dedicated in the van for various objects to connect to. So you would then need a little modem.
That's right. We've got all sorts of security cameras and bits and bobs in the van, so we need a system that is on all the time, effectively, and so we can connect to the van when we need to just check on things. So the Wi-Fi. I mean, I've got motorhome Wi-Fi antenna. I've got an Avtex router.
Yep.
So ours is all hardwired in, all in the roof.
Yeah.
But it does give you better signal than your phone or a little dongle.
Yeah, that's it. Karcher window vac. These are brilliant.
Yes.
These are brilliant because you do get condensation in there.
You do. Through the winter,
the
winter months, all of those single pane glass windows, that is where the condensation sticks to the very first time.
But I know a lot of people also worry about like using their showers and using the facilities in there. And if you use a shower, I mean, this is multi-purpose. You've got water still left in the shower tray. I've used one of them just to get all the water up.
Yeah, they are. They're really useful.
They are useful. And then I've also, when you're cleaning the shower glass and the mirrors, you can then just clean them straight off with the window vac. Yeah. It is very multi-purpose.
That's right, and obviously other brands are available. I haven't quite got the money for a Karcher one. I had to buy mine for B&M. So, but B&M do them. So.
I got mine on Black Friday. So if you want one, look out then.
Yeah. So we've already touched on it. CCTV because we've got Wi-Fi in the van. We've got constant connection to it.
Yeah.
So we've got I've got internal CCTV cameras exclusively. Yeah. But you've got external ones as well.
I've got them everywhere.
Yeah.
I've got them everywhere. I've got them in the lounge. I've got them in the garage. I've got them on every side. I've got them on the back and the front, everywhere.
And it's great. And they haven't fallen off yet?
No, they haven't. They're just stuck on as well with tape.
What ones do you use?
They're Blink video doorbells.
You got Blink ones, yeah.
So there's just a couple of kids have pressed the buttons before. They've gone along and just pressed the button and then run away. Yeah.
What do you want?
But it films as soon as they do it, so I can see who's done it, But no, they're stuck on with VHB tape.
Okay.
And yeah, they're still, drive 65, 70 miles an hour down the road.
Because
they haven't come
those
off.
have just got little batteries, haven't they?
Yeah, so I wanted the easiest, again, going back to tools and fixing things and doing things. I'm not going to start drilling holes in my motorhome or anything like that. So I wanted something that could just, no drilling needed, and it just stuck to the side, and then you pop the bottom off, and it's 2 AA rechargeable batteries. And they work a treat, yeah. Yeah, so I can see things, and it alerts me when there's someone someone walking past the motorhome if I wanted to. But yeah, you need Wi-Fi for that.
Yes, yeah, you will need the Wi-Fi for that.
Yeah.
External door locks. Yeah, again, it's just one of those things which catches somebody's eye that if somebody wants to get in, they might look at it and go, "Oh, I'll go down the road and do the other van over."
Yeah.
Hopefully it's nobody's, but it's just trying to make it look
yours less appetising.
Yes.
Yeah. I've got one on the garage door, but I do want to get one on the hab door.
Yes.
I know you've got the hab door one and the garage door.
Yeah, we got the two-lay ones, which are the same as the Malenko, I believe.
Yeah, I've got the Malenko ones.
So they just flop over, lock, and then it just gives you, because the motorhome locks, they aren't the most secure. It is a leisure vehicle at the end of the day, so they can only make them so secure. So it's just that extra little bit of security.
Yeah. Dash cams. Now, there's a lot of none of you lot, but there's a lot of special people out there do really random things. So dash cams are kind of essential these days. Yeah. It probably should be in the essential, to be fair, because people do some really weird and wonderful stuff on the roads.
Do insurers ask for them? Do they ask for the dash cams?
I don't think they've started to, but I think if I did hear this, now I'm not 100% sure, but if you quote that you've got one, and then if an accident happened, you haven't got the footage, they can have a bit of a go at you.
Okay.
So yeah, if you don't always charge it or always put the memory card in or all of that, don't mention you've got one if you're not up to date with using it, because they can then ask for the footage, because obviously they don't want to pay for anything, so they want to blame someone else straight away.
Yeah, they are very useful.
But they are good.
Yeah. So tyre inflator. Now you can get these little electronic tyre inflators. Normally they actually come with the vans. The vans come with them if they haven't got a spare wheel. They will normally come with, or they should come with, a tyre inflator of some sort.
Yeah, I bought a small one, and it can pump everything up. Yeah, comes with a whole range of attachments. So
yeah, it's just one of those things. It's another useful thing to have, really. Yeah. Almost essential, but it's not.
And they're good if your van doesn't come with one, then you can get one that pretty small. But obviously you need it to be rated to your tyres. But then you can also use it. I've put mine in my backpack when I go out for a bike ride, just in case my tyre goes down on my bike. Then I can fill that up as well.
Yeah, you're quite haphazard with your bikes as well. You always have.
I fell off that.
Yeah,
the handlebars gave way. I didn't do it up. Again, this is me in tools and maintenance. I didn't do it up properly, and it started getting a bit rickety on the way back from like a 4 mile ride. And I was like, it'll be all right. And I got through the gate of, not this show, it was Campervan Campow.
Yeah.
And I just went past the security as I went through, and then the handlebars just dropped. And then I was like, no. And then I just fell off. And then the security guards, you quickly like that, aren't you? Who saw? The security guards did. They saw. Yeah. Right. Good quality pans to do everything. So like good quality items, really, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. You can buy like the big nests of pans and stuff, but we find that if you buy good quality one item, you generally use it for everything. We've done it. We've had loads of pots and pans in the cupboard. You find you only use that one pan. Yeah, so you can replace all of that with just one decent
like non-stick one or something.
And the other thing as well is the Ridge Monkey.
Yeah, Ridge Monkeys are great. They are. Yeah, they're perfect.
Yeah, brilliant. Because you can use them on the hob. They're almost like a little mini oven, aren't they?
Ridge Monkeys. If you have got a Ridge Monkey and you really have not used it to its full effect, there is actually a Facebook group, because Ridge Monkey was for fishermen.
Yeah.
So there's a Facebook group of about 40,000 fishermen, I think, in it. Well, I mean, it's not just fishermen now, but just doing recipes for Ridge Monkeys. And I mean, they're sitting at the bank and they want pie and chips or lasagna. And I mean, I've seen some amazing food cooked in them.
Yeah, and you can cook stuff generally quicker, can't you?
Yeah.
Than actually like flashing the oven up.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of the time you're saving your gas.
100%.
Yeah.
Bike, scooters, motorcycle. Now, you had a motorbike in your...
We used to run with a motorbike.
Yeah.
We don't anymore. We used to, when we had a 7.6 metre motorhome, we used to run with a motorbike. But I don't know. Unless you've got a massive motorhome, I don't feel that you need it. But
No.
So it might. Some people love their motorbikes, so do I actually. But I can't have one anymore. It's just not viable.
Now, you've got electric scooters. I've got an electric bike.
Yeah.
You've got. I see you whizzing around on your scooters all the time.
Yeah, like it's good here. It's brilliant because obviously I'm allowed to ride my electric scooter here because it's private land.
Yeah.
We actually bought them in France, where they are still legal in France.
Yeah,
but
the people whiz
in
around
this
them.
country at the moment, I don't know why the legislation is dragging its heels a little bit. So I'm not effectively allowed to use.
Well, if you see the fuzz, just start.
Yeah, I've done that.
It's not electric.
I've done that.
Yeah.
However, there is an electric scooter company. I think their electric scooter is £800, but they say if you get your electric scooter confiscated or you get fined, they will either pay the fine or replace your scooter.
How much is a scooter?
£800.
Oh, that's a video, isn't it? That's a video. I've got to go through just up and down police stations. Come on, I've just got to, haven't I?
Goaded them. They'll probably just watch you. They wouldn't come out anyway.
Yeah. They know I'll tire first.
But I must say, they are... I must say, the electric scooter is probably the easiest form of transport.
Yeah.
The bike's a bit of a faff to get out.
Yeah, I mean, I've got an electric bike. It's in my garage, and I love it. It is, but you can pull yours out a lot quicker.
It's the first thing we get to in the garage,
Yeah.
and it is the easiest thing to put up.
Yeah.
We charge it with solar energy. So why I can't use that to go pop down the shops? I have to get in a car. Or use the bike. So
Yeah. Hoover.
Yeah.
You've got.
Well, we've got 3 cats, so our Hoover is literally 24/7 on. If it's not working, it's charging.
Yeah, you've got the Dyson, right?
Yeah, we got the Dyson boat and car, which I don't know whether they do anymore.
Yeah.
But in fairness, that has lasted 4 years, so a testament to their build quality, because it's been dropped. It's been dropped many times. It's been knocked off the side many times. And it still hasn't broken. So I've got to say,
yeah, I got the Shark and I left it outside for a week at my brother's in the rain. Still works. But
there you go.
Hoover's definitely I think a useful item in the motorhomes.
That's it. Obviously, because we live in them full time.
You're in and out. Especially places like this.
It's high use, so we do use the Hoovers quite a bit.
Yeah, Max fan. I haven't got one.
We could do with one in here.
Yeah, we could do with a few in here. To be fair, now I used to have a Max fan in my old motorhome, but I haven't got one at the moment. You've got one. Yeah, they're amazing.
We've still got one. They are.
Yeah.
Very, very quiet, very low power usage.
Yeah.
But they do shift an awful lot of air.
Yeah,
so
they really are good.
Even in the hot climates, they do work exceptionally well. Luckily, ours is above the bed. So we just make ours turn the other way so it pulls the air into and it just blows a nice cool breeze at night on top of you. So
they do work amazing.
Yeah, and you can have them open in the rain because they've got a rain cover. So that's the the Max fans.
Ice maker, air fryer, induction hob.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I would have always gone, what the hell do you need an ice maker for in your motorhome?
For weekends like this.
I'm the first person to go to him for ice, so...
Yeah, my ice maker hasn't stopped all weekend. And I used it all the way through Europe. It's amazing. It does 9 cubes every 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
And that goes back to the solar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, most of this, all of this stuff actually is running off from the batteries,
from the
through
batteries,
the inverter. So the solar is effectively giving you ice cubes.
Free ice.
It's giving you ice cubes, which is kind of ironic.
It's brilliant. And I run my air fryer off of my batteries and induction hob off of them as well. Yeah,
I think the air fryers now are becoming a really popular thing. I think the craze is just right. But they are. It's just so good because it's a tiny little area you're heating.
Yeah. Well, so much so you got rid of your...
Yeah, I've actually just taken my oven out of our van. It's a gas oven, the Thetford duplex, the normal one you get. But we just used it really for hauling pans around. And we found, if you put it on... you're waiting 15 minutes for it to warm up before you can even cook anything. So the air fryer, I mean, you checked with your meter probe.
Yeah, so I cooked a Christmas dinner in the motorhome, and I had a joint of meat in the oven and a joint of meat in the air fryer, and I used a meter probe, which tells you how to cook things and that. But you can just see the temperature. It shows you a graph of how long it takes to get to temperature and things. And the oven was really slow, and then it spikes, and that when the thermostat comes in and out. But the air fryer was just there, and it just stays there. Because it's so small, compact little
like
box.
A flat line. So they are brilliant.
Yeah, they are really good. Yeah, it's definitely recommend them.
And also we've got induction hobs as well. There's a few sellers out there. Again, they're getting really, really popular. As I think we're all starting to go towards electric now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a free way to do it. If you've got the system and you're going to go to the extent of installing the system and all this and that, or you are on a campsite, for instance, then you might as well use the electricity either from the campsite or from the system you've got, because then you're not using your gas.
Yeah, it's good. Right, we'll move on to the bits that we've either got rid of or we've had and just found that they've been too much of a faff.
So waste hog and aqua rolls.
Yeah. So we don't really use these.
No.
To be fair, I don't think I've ever had them.
I've never owned any of them because we don't stop long enough, do we, to be able to use them and all that. And we've got onboard tanks as well.
No.
So they would just take up too much space in our garage, and we'd never use them.
I mean, some vans still have them. Some of the bays and stuff, they work off a similar system that would normally use them. But we've just found they're just not that useful for us.
Yep.
So.
Satellite dish and dome for TV. Yeah. I don't know how they're still out there, because you can get just the internet, can't you?
Yeah, I think they're simple, aren't they? They're simple to use. If you've got Sky at home, you can normally have another like Digibox or whatever, and you can have that out with you. But for us, we find we've got data pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
So we watch TV through IPTV and stuff like
you
that.
can stream everything and that, and also they're quite big. They're very big, and that is valuable solar space for us, really. If you want to be off grid on a lot more, then I would much rather put a panel on than have that dish, even the shadow from that dish.
Yeah, that's it.
On a panel.
If the dish is up and the sun's in a certain place and it's casting a shadow on your solar, a lot of the time with the panels, that will knock the entire panel out effectively, and you're not getting anything from it. So next bit was portable washing machine.
Portable washing machine.
We both had these.
Yep.
We both bought them.
I bought one before I bought a motorhome, and I thought that'd be great. I'll just store it in the toilet area, the shower, when I'm not using it. I didn't even contemplate where I was going to get the water from.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was going to be off grid. I just didn't know where I was going to get the water from, and I tested it once in my mum's kitchen to wash some socks.
Yeah.
And that was it. I then put it back in the box and I never used it again.
They work great in a house.
Yeah.
But then you just use a normal washing machine. They use a lot of water. They're only they can only wash like normally 3 kilos, and you're using like 20 litres of water for like a rinse, wash, and then another rinse.
And then you've got to dry all this stuff. And I don't know,
exactly.
I didn't even think about where I was going to dry it.
In the summer, it works okay. But it's just one of those things that just never worked out. We thought we'd be so clever, but no, we just go to laundrettes now, and it is one of those things. When you live full time, doing your washing is like a whole day event. Really, a lot of the time. So I mean, you use service washers. You don't even do it yourself.
I do. I like a service wash. I will admit that. If I can take a few bags and then come back tomorrow, I definitely will.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't you?
I must admit, after about 2.5 hours of me doing the washing, I'm probably like, I should just take it.
Yeah, no, I've gone. I'm kicked back with me streaming and my chicken wings by then, whilst they're doing me washing.
The next one. This is yours again.
Washing up.
No. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
your drying rack.
Skipped.
Oh, you skipped. Yeah.
Yeah, washing up and drying racks.
Yeah. Again, they're just big. They're bulky. I've got one of them, just them cloth ones. So you just put it down, stack all your stuff on it, and then it's just a piece of like absorbent cloth.
Yeah, they fold up to nothing.
To nothing.
They dry really quick. So they're pretty good actually. That probably would what I would advocate to use.
Yeah. DVDs and Blu-rays. So when I moved into my motorhome, I moved in within a weekend. I had 13 kilos of DVDs and Blu-rays, and that wasn't with the plastic cases. That was just the DVDs in a binder. Yeah.
13 kilos.
I gave them away pretty quick to my brothers because you just don't need them. Again, going back to like streaming and being able to get stuff online, don't need them.
Yeah.
Carrying too much crockery.
Yeah, carrying too much crockery. Like we all sort of hang around with people in vans, really.
Yeah.
So we've all got our own crockery, and there's like one of you, so you might have 2 plates or something like that.
Yeah.
There's 2 of us, so we've got like 4 plates. So there's always enough to sort of share around. So you don't need to have 6 plates, 6 cups.
Yeah, you're all welcome. You're all welcome for a nice drink with some ice cubes, but bring your own cups. Bring your own cups.
Yeah.
And that goes the same with carrying too many cooking essentials and utensils. It's you fall into the thing of you only use a couple of items, don't you?
Yeah, you do, yeah.
So you don't need to carry everything and the kitchen sink. You just carry the little bits that you know, and it goes back to quality again, doesn't it?
Yeah. Try and get something high quality.
Yeah.
Normally it lasts. You pay, what is it they say? Buy cheap, buy twice?
Yep.
Sometimes it's buy cheap, buy 5 or 6 times.
Buy a million times.
Yeah.
And so you might as well just, like you say, buy a decent item and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Clothes airers. I think I had one of these.
I think we had as well.
And I put it on the side
back to that washing again.
Yeah, I think I put it on the side of the van and I forgot it there when I started driving away. It was out the shower window. Yeah, again, I had to store it somewhere. It's big, it's bulky, and I'm very rarely going to be able to use it. So
yeah, especially in this country.
Yeah,
it rains half the time. So
yeah,
today is this weekend actually has been one of those exceptional times.
Yeah, and windbreaks and safari rooms. Have you got them?
No, we don't use them, to be honest. We've got the standard canopy that's on the side of the van, the Fiamma one. But yeah, we don't really use the windbreaks or the safari rooms. We move about.
We move too often, so
too much.
It's not something that we would have time to really get out. I mean, we've been here. This is probably the most static we've been for a while.
Yeah.
And it's only like 3 or 4 days, so and then we're away again and on the move. So
yeah, nice to have for some people, but they do take up a lot of space.
They do.
I feel.
They do.
But, it's just one of those things.
So yeah, that is that.
I think that is it.
Thank you very much. Any questions?
Thank you very much for coming. If you've got any questions. We do have another microphone.
I can walk over and get my drink now.
Stand in front of the fan. Are there any questions from anybody? Anything you want us to elaborate on? Is it on?
I can talk anyway, is that better? Okay, thanks.
There we go.
I feel much better now, yeah. I've got to ask you, really, what made you decide to sort of drop out of the system and just go and do it alone? Or just hit the road and just not look back sort of thing?
I think because me and my wife, we discussed it. We both had careers. We moved up to pretty much as we could go in our careers. And it was actually we had a few family bereavements, to be honest, and that really was the catalyst for us to just go, do you know what we're doing? Because, your health is something that you can't guarantee, and you just don't know how long you've got. So I think for us, it was more the case of, we're going to do this now because we'd love to get to retirement, but you never guaranteed to do that. So for us, it was more a case of let's do it now whilst we've got our health, and we're lucky. We are very, very lucky and privileged to have our health. As I fall off this stage.
Nearly. that nearly went then, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like a parrot.
Fall off and die.
Like a parrot falling off its perch.
I'm not being funny, but that would have been perfect. That would have just been the ultimate.
Yeah, but that was it for us. It was, there was a few bereavements, a few sort of real bad illnesses that really, for us, it gave us like a real big idea of our own mortality. So we just thought, do you know what? We'll worry about the future in the future. Probably the wrong thing to do, but it's completely the other way to what we're all taught and we're all programmed to do from a very young age. But hey,
Yeah.
No, I think hats off to you.
And I'm not
actually,
going
yeah,
to say it's easy. Yeah, there's a lot of hard times. It's every system that is in place, insurances, everything is difficult. Yeah, nobody makes it easy. It's always. So you live in a van full time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where's your vehicle parked? Or wherever I park it, I'm in it all the time.
Yeah.
So where do you normally park? On the road, anywhere. Because you don't fit in that little tick box, it is difficult. But then by the same token, it is rewarding as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I went to a bushcraft weekend. Saw people in vans, and I thought, that'd be a good idea. So I come away, went and bought a motorhome, and moved in within a weekend. Fast forward almost 7 years, I'm loving it. Yeah.
Cheers.
So, first of all, I think you're all very brave to do van life full time.
No,
So
thank you.
congratulations to you all, because it's something I've never really thought about earlier on.
Yep.
I am thinking about it now. But what would you like to be referred to as?
Legend.
Traveller? Not just you, Daz. In general, a collective.
Oh, okay.
Because you're YouTubers.
Yeah.
Okay. Predominantly, I see you as a YouTuber, but I also see you almost like nomads.
Yeah.
But I think Taz said that earlier on another sort of presentation she gave. But are you offended if somebody calls you a traveller? What would you classify what you're doing? Van life? Because what would you like to be?
I mean, I've been called so much worse. I mean, any of them is pretty polite, to be fair. Van life, a full-time motorhomer, traveller. Any of them. I'm not really too fast. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's a good question. It is. Sometimes there's a stigma attached to it, especially through COVID. There was a huge issue with the way we were living our lives.
Yes.
Unfortunately, people thought we were on holiday, which unfortunately for us, we lived in our vans full time. It wasn't. We didn't have anywhere to go. But that's a very extreme situation. So I think for us, just digital nomads, I think is what we.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
Or nomadic. Yeah, nomadic people.
Living a nomadic lifestyle.
We as humans used to be nomadic. It's just the fact that we have now settled into these systems.
Yeah.
So it's just a different way of living. And like I said, it's not always easy. Sometimes days are hard when it's pissing with rain. You're already wet through, and you go into your motorhome, and the motorhome gets wet. And so but then other times it's absolutely fantastic. So very much the same as real life, normal life in a house, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I really do admire what you're doing. Thank you.
What's the most difficult thing week on week that you have to face in kind of living full time?
So the most time-consuming thing I think is washing. So for me, because we're based on a campsite that's got laundrette facilities, but I have to go and do it myself. And to be honest, it can take like 4 hours to go and do your washing. Put a couple of loads in, because you can't leave it because somebody else will come and just chuck
someone got in front of me the other day.
On the floor.
Someone got in front of me the other day. I was like literally going over there, and this woman just got in just in front of me, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, so
that's 2 hours. Not mine ain't going to get done for another 2 hours.
There's many challenges, but there's also many freedoms as well. So
I think that's just a part and parcel of it, really, isn't it? We go to campsites and do the whole. I mean, I do mine all in one go, really. If I'm going to go there and do my washing, I'll do the washing, emptying the tanks, refill the tanks, empty the cassette, and then do all that in one. So, but there's no real hardship. I think.
I guess in the most challenging time was COVID. The first lockdown was.
That was
tricky.
It was interesting.
But I personally don't think we'll do, and I don't think anybody will be locked in their houses again, to be honest. I don't think anybody would do that.
No, but it's pretty good, really, overall. Yeah. Oh.
Hi. What do you do about registering your address for driving licence? That's all.
Yep. So we, I mean, you could back in the day use some services, couldn't you, like a PO box and all of that? But DVLA don't like that anymore. So you do need a friend, family, or carer of address, really. So mine goes to my family's.
Same with bank accounts, that sort of thing.
Yep, same as them. But again, all them kind of things, I've gone digital. So all my statements are on my app or in my email inbox. Pretty much, my mum gets no post.
Because a lot of ID requires utility bills, that sort of thing. How do you get away
Yeah, I
with
mean,
that?
depends on what you're going to go for. I mean, I haven't had to prove anything. Because, I mean, I've still got when I went full-time, I had a credit card. Haven't changed it. When I went full-time, I had a bank. Haven't changed it. You know, I had all the stuff, and it's just, I've gone digital, basically.
I mean, a lot of the time now these days, with a lot of the paperless, everything really is paperless, and every company is trying to go paperless. Even if they ask you that they want proof of your utility bills, they're asking you to print them out and give them to them anyway. So if you're paying your utility bills, then but I suppose if you haven't got those utility bills, I suppose we started with everything before we left the house, so we've got everything. All the systems in place, all the cards in place.
You've got everything
all
already.
The bits and pieces we need to get in place before we actually then left.
Yeah.
And we haven't really needed to get anything else. But it's critical for your care of address to have somebody that trusts you first and that you trust them. It's got to be both ways. So you can always access those. Like I say, my dad, his routine, that's my care of address, is my dad, and his routine is to send me the post every Thursday. That's his little routine. He will never stop doing it, and he sends me junk mail. That is all I get. So £4.10 with like Royal Mail, sends it to me, and it is literally just junk mail he sends me.
Top tip with that, and I got, because my mum I tell her to just open any mail, because if I'm on the road, I need to see it. Get them to open it pretty quick, because if it was like a ULEZ fine and you then they don't open it, it's going to be a bigger fine. So get them to open it quick.
Another question over there, I think.
Thank you. Manufacturers don't make these things generally for full-timers.
I don't know.
So a lot of the stuff will wear out because it's not designed to be used as much as you're using it.
That's correct,
so do you just replace things more often, or do you switch and beef up the systems?
To be honest, we beef up the systems. I've been quite lucky in our Adria that the fact that they build them, I mean, it was really heavy as a base van anyway. All the laminates they use, all the woods they use are really hard wearing. So we haven't actually found that we've needed to replace them. But I know what you're saying, because I have seen some of the other manufacturers which are a little bit more low end. So maybe one that's been in a hire fleet or something like that for a year or a year and a half, and you do see like the surfaces start to wear and stuff like that. But I think if you go for the sort of the bigger, more high end, almost go an older van, but buy like a better quality van, like a Heimer or a Versa.
My old motorhome was a Swift, and it was 2005. And obviously I'd been in it for 5 years before I sold it. And the floor started to go. It started to delaminate. But, I got it all, like they inject it, don't they? They resin inject it. Yeah. And sold it now. And my friend Pete's got it. And it's fine. But that happened because I'm putting a lot of use into it. Things do wear and tear quite a lot faster, don't they?
Yeah, but I will advocate for the higher end stuff with the Heimers and the Versnas. They are actually a lot more hard wearing than you sort of think.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, we've got two over here.
Yeah.
I'll do the one next to me first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hand, isn't it? If you're out and about so much as you say, what do you do with your chemical waste?
So I just fit it into. I don't use my toilet. I use pee bottles, so I don't put that down there, so that it makes the cassette last a lot longer. And then when I need to do my laundry and empty my tanks, and I want to stop for a day or two, I just go to a campsite and then do it all there.
Yeah, okay. So you're dropping at sites.
Yeah, I mean, I have put them down. I use the chemical Sol Bio. You use that as well, don't you?
Yeah, we use Sol Bio, yeah.
Which is organic. So I have used public toilet before, but I'll make sure I leave it as cleaner than I went in there. But it's organic, so it can go down there.
Yeah, so it's same for us. Generally, it's the most you mostly get liquid, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you use like the wee bottles, you can sort of empty them in sort of other places. Discreetly if you absolutely need to. But most of the time we can make. But yeah, most of the time we can make it a week before we have to go to a campsite, empty out.
Yeah.
Or go to a facility. But there are other ones, like some of the Brit stops will allow you to empty your toilet and stuff like that. So some of the pubs they've got like El San emptying and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's not, you don't have to just go to campsites.
No.
Okay, we were in Germany doing the Moselle, and I have worldwide Wi-Fi coverage.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it lasted only for 25 gigabytes.
Oh, okay.
and then we were stuffed for a few days.
Yeah.
But what we did realize is when we put in our sat-nav, where to go to, we could then go on to airplane mode.
Yeah.
And the sat-nav still worked. So we weren't using data.
Yes, okay. So
what do you do?
Using your phone. Well, we've got the motorhome specific sat-navs. So our sat-navs are sort of standalone, so they've got their own built-in maps. So you don't, and they just use a GPS signal, so they don't need any data. But when we are in Europe, we buy like a local European SIM. So I think the last time we went to Europe, we bought a Vodafone all-inclusive like SIM, like for data. And we just used the German SIM cards because the German SIM card, in Europe, they've got agreements with all the other sort of neighbouring countries that you can use. You can use the data in other countries as well as like Germany where we bought it. So that's what we did.
Yeah. Yeah, I used a French SIM from Free. That's great in France. That was like 230 gig, I think, for like €20, plus €10 for the SIM. And then for my phone, I've got unlimited EE contract in this country. And then I just paid the £15 extra a month for roaming. And then I had unlimited internet on my phone out there because I paid for the add-on. So, yeah.
But you do have to watch some of read the small print.
Yeah.
Some of them will limit you when you go to different countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's always...
Yeah.
Yeah. It is annoying because they don't. It's not always clear. They don't always tell you that.
No.
What do you do about doctors and dentists?
Yeah, doctors and dentists. So we kept registered with the doctors where our care of address is. So that's effectively what we did. However, having said that, if you're miles away from your location, you can actually go and register on a temporary basis at any doctor's surgery. They can't tell you that they can't see you. I think you can register for 14 days.
It's because, I mean, if you was just on holiday in Cornwall but you live in Northampton, you're not going to run back to Northampton when you're on holiday for Cornwall for 2 weeks. So regardless of motorhomes, full-timing and all that, you could, you've used that kind of service.
Yeah, it works the same way. I've had surgery in Wales, and then I had some after surgery just to pack the wound and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that was all done on a temporary basis. I didn't have to register with that doctor's surgery. They just basically rolled that 14 days on. And if it went outside the 14 days, then you just re-register for another 14 days. Yeah. So it is doable. It's a little bit of a faff sometimes, but you can actually get care anywhere.
Yeah, and in regards with medication, I'm type 2 diabetic, so I've again still registered with my where my mum's address is. I use Lloyd's. That connects with your NHS, and then they will send the medication out to you, your repeat prescription. They'll send it out to you to either an address that you want it to go to, or you can go collect it from a Lloyd's around the country where you're local to. Sorry? I don't think they'll send it abroad. I'm not sure. I haven't tried that, so I wouldn't be 100% sure on that. But I just know from my medication, they will send it around the country, or I can go pick it up at wherever's convenient for me at a local Lloyd's pharmacy.
Normally, your doctor, if you say you're going travelling for a long period of time, your doctor will hopefully be able to sign off the extra medication you require, and you just effectively.
They might want to see something like a ticket or something if it's proper hardcore medication or something, or controlled medication. Then they might want to see a ticket for whatever reason. But they should be all right with it. I think that's it. I think we're out of time.
All right, here we are.
Thank you ever so much.